Thank you for joining us today in honor of Brain Injury Awareness Month. New Vitae Wellness and Recovery's mission is to offer compassionate residential and clinical supports through evidence-based and holistic care. The vision of New Vitae is to promote belonging, engage community, advance recovery, cultivate hope, and empower others. Today we would like to highlight the Action Recovery Brain Injury Program, what the program offers, who we serve, and how the program works to support the mission and vision of New Vitae Wellness and Recovery. New Vitae's Action Recovery Program offers specialized treatment for individuals who have been diagnosed with brain injury. We provide long-term post-acute residential and outpatient care and support services. Traumatic brain injury is something that changes the life of the person and their loved ones in an instant. There is real social stigma attached to having a traumatic brain injury. Spend even one day with our program members, and you will witness the devastation that the injury has caused, as well as the power of their strong spirits. You will also see their bravery, perseverance, and resilience as they live each day with new challenges. Many friends, spouses, and others have faded into the background of their lives, and we may often be all they have left to provide support and care. To begin, we would like to present information on traumatic brain injury, how it is defined, its effects, and rate of occurrence. Traumatic brain injury is an acquired brain injury. It is an injury to the brain that is not hereditary, congenital, degenerative, or due to birth trauma. The injury to the brain is acquired after birth in an individual with presumably normal brain development. In a non-traumatic brain injury, the damage is internal, as seen in strokes, tumors, or poisoning, for example, and it is not caused by a direct force to the brain. The impact of this type of injury can be just as devastating as a traumatic impact injury. Traumatic impact injury is caused by an external force to the brain. The head is either struck by or against an object. There are two categories of traumatic impact injury: open, which is a breach of the skull, or closed, which is non-penetrating. The injury can be focal, meaning specific, or diffuse, meaning it can occur in multiple areas of the brain. Brain injury common causes are assaults, blasts, falls, motor vehicle accidents, sports accidents, stabbing, gunshot. With a non-impact injury, such as acceleration-deceleration injury, known as a coup contre coup, the brain moves within the skull. This causes primarily diffuse injury in multiple areas of the brain. Although this is a closed head injury and you may look fine, there can be extensive and long-term damage because of this type of injury. The frontal lobe is a common site of injury and causes significant impairments for an individual's recovery. Frontal lobe functions help us in decision-making and social control, planning, organizing, problem solving. And damage to the frontal lobe can cause changes in personality, poor self-awareness, problems with goal-directed behavior, memory and attentional deficits, problems with judgment, impulse control, planning and organization. The effects of TBI can include impairments related to thinking, memory, movement, eating, sleeping, sensation, vision, hearing, emotional functioning, including depression and personality. TBI is a contributing factor to 1/3 of all injury-related deaths in the U.S. The chart on the right shows that TBI is the second most prevalent disability in the United States, with an estimated 13.5 million Americans. About 4.5% of the U.S. population are living with brain injury. Overall rates of TBI have increased gradually every year, while the rates of death related to TBI have decreased due to improvements in emergency medical services, medical technology, improved auto safety, and more awareness. While the risk of having a TBI is substantial among all age groups, the risk is highest among adolescents, young adults, and persons older than 75 years. The risk of TBI among males is twice the risk as among females. To be considered for the Action Recovery Program, an individual must have a primary diagnosis of acquired brain injury. Other neurological or developmental diagnoses are considered on a case-by-case basis. Must be at least 18 years of age, must require a structured program with intermittent or up to 24/7 supervision, must require minimum to moderate assistance with activities of daily living, and must be medically stable without the need for daily nursing care such as a ventilator or tracheotomy support. With our 35-year experience in treating behavioral health and addictions, we can provide a well-integrated program for those with a brain injury and for individuals with complex psychiatric needs as well. The Action Recovery Program team includes a wide array of professionals: program director, program administrator, med techs and nursing staff, care coordinators, licensed psychologists, licensed behavioral health psychotherapists, brain injury support specialists who are our direct care staff, psychiatrists, certified registered nurse practitioner, physical therapists, occupational therapists, and speech therapists who are utilized as ancillary community supports. One place we partner with is Good Shepherd Rehab for these services, neurocognitive structured day group facilitators, and behavior support specialists. Our team is proud to have certified brain injury specialists. This is a special certification that signifies that members of our team have extra training and qualifications in traumatic brain injury. We also have a certified brain injury specialist trainer. The CBIST trainer is someone with advanced skills in the field of brain injury and who is approved by the Academy of Certified Brain Injury Specialists to provide training to potential candidates who wish to become certified brain injury specialists. Our program is CARF accredited. CARF accredited means our organization has passed an in-depth review and meets rigorous CARF guidelines for safety, service, and quality. It is a qualified endorsement that means we conform to internationally recognized standards of service. And we are silver members of the Academy of Certified Brain Injury Specialists. There are two key components of the Action Recovery Program: neurocognitive structured day habilitation and residential habilitation. Our neurocognitive structured day habilitation program provides structured daily programming centered on individual and group activities in a fun learning environment. Cognitive skill training, vocational skill training, daily living skills, social interaction, recreation, cooking skills, money management, hygiene skills, physical exercise, arts and creativity, sensory activities, technology training, and cognitive training software. Neurocognitive structured groups are planned and led by skilled group facilitators who teach functional skills using organized lesson plans while creating opportunities for social interaction and connection. Daily programming is centered on cognitive skill training to build skill strengths in areas such as thought processing, thought sequencing, memory, decision making, problem solving, judgment, impulse control, planning, and organization. We honor birthdays and other celebrations and create a sense of community. We have creative activity groups that teach project organization and planning, along with activities that challenge and strengthen eye-hand coordination, and with a sense of pride and accomplishment for a finished project. We provide opportunities for people to share their talents and to prosper together, while emphasizing core principles of learning, perseverance, determination, practice, and of course it has to be fun. helping each other to learn. The program assists people to develop and regain functional abilities, vocational abilities, daily living skills, and to promote community living. Using a small group format when most conducive to the learning activity or having a group discussion. We believe in the importance of socialization and provide activities to emphasize how to have fun together, and as you can see here, while also providing opportunities for development of motor skills, visual perceptual skills, and spatial orientation. In addition to other skill building groups, cooking group is a favorite. And of course, some time for physical fitness, because overall health and wellness are important. And getting out into the community, pampering and self-care are also invaluable to quality of life. Our Neurocognitive Structured Day program also includes the very popular woodshop. This is truly something unique to New Vitae, and it's a favorite among program members. In the residential component of the Action Recovery Program, the purpose of residential habilitation is to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of our program members and to assist them in the acquisition, improvement, and retention of the skills they need to live with success in their homes and communities. We offer customized supervision from intensive to intermittent 24-hour direct care staff support, social, recreational, and spiritual activities, volunteer and vocational opportunities, and individualized rehabilitation in areas of personal care, household management, health and medical care, grocery shopping, money management, and budgeting. Whether cooking a meal at home, having a cookout, or being together to celebrate the holidays, we create a sense of community. We are proud to offer the highest quality clinical services. Upon admission to the program, the Action Recovery Program psychologist completes a comprehensive functional assessment to evaluate each person's strengths and limitations in order to create targeted goals for achievement of optimal outcomes. We hold team meetings to discuss targeted goal areas with and for each individual, and we include the identification of objectives, performance indicators, and performance targets for each person. We emphasize building upon each individual's strengths to use those strengths to help them to address the deficits and limitations of the brain injury. We utilize cognitive assessments to enhance individualized goal planning for our program members. Assessments utilized include the Scales of Cognitive Ability for TBI and the Montreal Cognitive Assessment. All of our approaches, strategies, and interventions are implemented using a team approach. We have the support of the New Vitae Recovery Center therapists to provide therapy and to assist with emergent behavioral health challenges. They, along with direct care staff, are an important part of our behavioral planning and goal setting for our program members. The therapists are also a part of Action Recovery's quarterly team meetings to review goal progress, plan and update new goals, and update personal service plans. They are also an integral part of the semi-annual performance measures using the Mayo Portland assessment. The Action Recovery Program uses the Mayo Portland Adaptability Inventory to measure individual functional levels of how the program members are doing in three major categories: ability, adjustment, and participation. A total rating in each subscale is determined and converted to T-scores. We then use that data to assess the severity of the brain injury limitations for each person and to assess their progress. We can also use this data for comparison across other brain injury programs. As the following bar chart demonstrates, analysis of the 2018 through 2020 data indicates that the program exceeded its performance targets for improvement in the ability and adjustment categories and met its performance target for stability of outcomes in the participation subscale. Participation was impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. However, the target sets were still able to be met. Action Recovery Mission. We strive to meet the comprehensive needs of survivors of brain injury, to provide structure, learning, and recreation for growth and development throughout the lifespan, to help people regain functional abilities, vocational abilities, and daily living skills for an overall positive quality of life to reclaim their lives. We sincerely thank you for spending this time with us to allow us to share the Action Recovery Program with you. Before we ask for your comments or questions, a few of our program members want to share some thoughts with you.
So we are gathering here together today to talk to a few of our program members about their brain injury and their experiences since their brain injury, and they'd like to share a little bit with us today about their stories. So first I'd like to ask Kylie. This is Kylie. Kylie, can you tell us a little bit about what your life was like and then what happened to you to cause you to have a brain injury?
Sure. I was living my life, college student, taking classes and working and living my life. And then I went on spring break to Baltimore, and I fell off an unsecured area on a bridge.
Fell off an unsecured area on a bridge? Mm-hmm. And then what happened to you?
Then I got a police.
Was it a really big fall?
40 feet.
40 feet, okay.
And
so since that time, Kylie, how has your life changed? For good and for not so good?
I can't do all the things I used to do, like drive and work, but I met a lot of great people along the way.
You met a lot of great people along the way? Oh. And you've impacted people's lives, because I've known you for years, and you've really impacted people's lives. You're very strong. You have your bad days like everyone else. We all do, right? Mm-hmm. But you pick yourself up every time, which is what I always admire about you. And we have Stanley and Megan here today too. And Megan, why don't you share a little bit about your life? How old were you when you had your injury?
I think I was in my early 20s, maybe 22 or 21.
Okay.
And I snuck out of a group home I was living in at the time. And I was walking out, I was trying to cross the street in a parking lot and walked into the side of a motorcycle in action and ended up getting rushed by helicopter to St. Luke's in Bethlehem, Allentown.
And how has your life changed for you?
A lot.
A lot. What have been the good things for you in the years since that accident?
I've improved a lot with things that I didn't have when I first got the brain injury, and I've met a lot of nice, really good people throughout my brain injury that I wouldn't have met if I didn't live.
If you didn't live. Oh my gosh, that's great. Yeah. And let me ask Stanley about his life before you had your brain injury and what happened to you.
Well, I was in the Marines. I was home on leave. I was on duty at 8 a.m. in the morning, and I was out the night before. I got in my car and drove away. I fell asleep at the wheel and hit another oncoming car. I was medevaced to the Vitae hospital, and after 10 days in a coma, when I awoke, my face was as big as a basketball. There was head injury. I have 3 plates in my face now, in my eye, and one on either side of the jaw. And after 10 days in the coma, I woke up. I was able to walk again. I was able to talk. Well, my jaw was wired, but I was able to talk. And my mom said, if there's any brain injury or any type, how will we know? And they said, well, you'll just know. They'll be acting different. And I went for about 10 years without any type of rehab. And at that point, I was going in and out of hospital stays. They were saying bipolar, depression, all these different diagnoses, but nobody diagnosed brain injury until after about 10 years, and then I started.
It's interesting you would say that, because the research shows that very often the effects of a brain injury can be missed. And you went 10 years of your life with probably a lot of emotional, physical turmoil until somebody really finally said, hey, this is what's wrong and we can help you. And I really thank you all for sharing these stories that are stories of how your lives have changed. Maybe we could end with any of you who'd like to say how your life is better since you've been coming and being a member of New Vitae Action Recovery Program.
I feel since I've been in this program, I've accomplished a lot. Even a lot of the staff know that when I first came to New Vitae, I would carry my stuffed animal around with me everywhere just to feel comforted and secure. And ever since months ago, I haven't had to carry that anymore. I've been feeling comforted and secure without it.
I know that about you, and that is really awesome. Yeah.
Thank you, Mary.
And that says a lot.
One thing I'm really grateful for is the TMS that was here at New Vitae.
Right.
The transmagnetic stimulation. They put the helmet on the head, and you heard, and it really brought a new light to my life.
Yeah. I see a spark in you in the last year. I don't see you all the time, but when I see you, I see something different about you that's really a more alert.
Mm.
Do you think that has had an impact?
Yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah, great.
Yeah, good job, Stanley.
Yeah. And how about you? I know you really have some goals.
I have some big time goals.
You do. Mm-hmm.
But I also have the number one thing about being here.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gone to the hospital once.
Oh my gosh.
Because when I was at
Yeah, before you came here? Mm-hmm.
I was in and out of the
out.
hospital
Yeah, I know.
all the time.
Yeah.
Good job, sis.
Yeah, that's awesome. What do you think has kept you stable to live your life so that you don't have to go in and out? Is there any one thing or just a combination?
I guess a combination, but also medication.
Yes.
Being on the right medication.
Okay. And you also have a lot to do with it too. I know you really strive to meet your goals, and you're all like this. And the other people that I know in the program are the same way. So I want to thank you guys for sharing your story with us today. And as we close, just say to you that you are all New Vitae heroes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.